Cool. So we're going to talk about graphing. We talked about graphing inequalities and those solutions. Now we're going to be talking about graphing linear equations and talk about solutions for linear equations, specifically solutions for systems of equations, which means we're going to be graphing two lines on each coordinate point now. But before we get into that, we're going to start with graphing one line. My m value is this 2. Well, I'll make my pen a little bigger. And my b value is going to be this -3. So when I go to graph, I start here at -3, 0. And you'll notice for me today, and for pretty much the rest of this lesson, I'm going to put points for every point so that I can make sure my lines are straight, so we know what the intersection point looks like. But from here, I go up 2 to my right 1, up 2 to my right 1. Right? Now I can draw my line. And so, on this line, there's 2, 1, this ordered pair right here. Is this the solution for my line? The answer is going to be yes. And the reason why we know it's a solution for my line is because it is indeed a point on my line. So the answer is yes. 2, 1 is a point on my line.
Y'all didn't get the note packet? Y'all want to ask for the note packet? You didn't pick it up at the door? See, halfway through the notes, and you ain't got no packet.
You know, I was listening to they don't think today. Okay, most people got it. It's not gonna be one you already have. It's gonna be everything okay with you? For this next one, same thing, right? My m value is here. Always remember, if I just see x, it's a 1 there. So if I see a negative x, that means my m value is a -1. So my b value is this number that is not attached to my x, is a +3 again. So I know that for this line, I'm going to start at 0, -3. And then I'm going to have a point from here down 1 to my right 1. I'm just going to keep going. Is 2, 1 a solution on this line? Yes or no? Given that we know that if it's a solution on the line, it's because it's a point on that line. Is 2, 1 a point on my blue line? My bad. Yes, right? So again, yes. 2, 1 is a point on my line. So that's how we know. If we're talking about just one single line, and we want to know if a point is a solution or not, it has to be a point on that line. So like 0, 0 is not a solution because 0, 0 is not on either one of those lines. It's not on my line. So that's how I know. Moving on.
Any questions about that? Yeah.
You know they ain't got no questions. Pretty sure this is a typo. we'll work with it like that. So my M value is what? What's this number attached to my X? Uh-huh. So what's my B value then? Yeah, so it's supposed to be a -3. So when I graph, -3 tells me my y-intercept, right? And remember, my y-intercept, my point for x is 0, which means my point for y is a -3.
Sorry.
No, that's all good.
Yeah,
So
sorry, we will also need about 6 boxes delivered to the
I'm talking about
office
nothing.
here with the other side.
So that means I know for sure that on my line I have a point at 0, -3. Then from there, my slope tells me where to find my next point. So I'm going to go up 1 to my right 2. Now I'm going to connect them. It's okay. As long as it clicks with them at one point, I'm cool with it. I have a line there. For this equation, right? Same thing, my B value is a -2. I said B, my M value. So my B value is a +2. B value being my y-intercept, that tells me that I'm going to have a point at 0, 2 on my graph. So I go to my graph, I'll go to 0, 2, I'll put a point right there. Then to find my next point, I start at this point, this y-intercept, I go down 2 and to my right 1. Down 2 to my right 1. Once I have all my points, draw a line to connect them. Y'all see something, right?
Where
See
your
the
two
point on
lines
something?
intersect, that is your solution.
So what's that point that they intersect at? What's that point? Give it to me. Davion, what's the point that my lines intersect at?
-2 and 2.
Flip it though. Your x had to come first, so it's gonna be 2, -2. And like she said, we call this the solution to the system of equations here. So if we're graphing two lines, wherever those lines intersect at, wherever they cross at, that is our solution for that system of equations. I can move on. Now, obviously, I'm gonna go through and graph it, but if you're smart enough, you should understand I just gave you a solution right here at -3, 4. And we'll go through and I'll explain why you should understand that that's already your solution without even having to draw any graph. Y equals 4, right? Do we have an M value? No, right? There's no M value, so M equals 0. We don't have one. Y equals 4, so we technically have a B value. So we're gonna go to 4, +4 on my graph, put a point there. And since we don't have a slope, this makes this line horizontal. Okay?
What is that?
It says horizontal. It's building off of old stuff. Really, the only new thing that you're really learning is just that where 2 points cross, for the And remember with my x value, right? X equals -3, so I'm gonna go put a point down at x is -3. Then from there, again, I don't have an m value, I don't have a slope, I don't have a y value. So anytime I see x is equal to, I'm just going to have a vertical line at that point where x is 3. And as you can see, my intersection point is at -3, 4. And I knew it was going to be there because of the lines that I am graphing. Make sense? Everything we are doing today is just based off of the fact that when my two lines meet where they intersect at.
The solution.
That's what my solution is. I'm sorry, I lost the word. That's why I was gonna just pause. So we went through all this. Last period I asked him to define it for me. This period I'm just going to give it to you. Right? I'm gonna put two lines that share a common solution. Right? Because like we talked about on the first slide for today, we talked about how one line, a point on any one of those lines is a solution for that linear equation. But we're doing a system. So a system means I have two lines, right? So I have two lines. And for those two lines, the point at where they intersect is my solution for those two lines. So which point is a solution? The point at which the two lines intersect. That is my solution. Make sense to you? What's up? Yeah. So remember, mean value is -1, so my y-intercept is -1. And when we do points, my x goes. So you go over 0. Y'all got this down? Yes? No? Maybe so? I know it's on video, so if you miss it, you got it, but I see somebody still writing something. Cool. So like we've already talked about, circle the system of, we're gonna circle the solution. So it's this big red dot. On my screen, on your paper, it'll be a nice gray giant dot. What's that point at? Remember, it's positive because they're all up above. It's in our first coordinate point, so both numbers should be positive. I know it's a little hard to see, but I go to my right one, my x, and then I go up 3. So my solution is at 1, 3. And again, we know it's a solution because what? Because my lines intersect at that point. So I know that's a solution because that is where my lines intersect at. Make sense? You're good, Gucci? Cool. I can move on? we'll do these two together, then I'll leave you to do the next two on your own for 3 minutes before we continue. So, first thing, what's my M value? I'm gonna make my pen a little thinner. What's my M value? Right? So that's what's in front of that X. Yeah, say it louder. You want your mama to hear you on video, don't you? No, y'all don't be scared. So if -1 is my M value, what's my B value then? So that means I do what then? Remember y-intercept point, so I have a point at what? 0, 3, right? So I'm gonna go to my 0, 3. I'll put a point there. My M value tells me my slope, right? So to get to my next point, I have to go down 1 to my right. And I'm just gonna keep going just so, because we're dealing with intersecting lines, so that it's clear where my lines intersect, because you know, I don't have no ruler up here, so. Cool. My second line, my M value is what? 1/2, 1/2, yep. My M value will always be that number that is next to my X. If I have a number directly followed by X, directly touching an X, that's my M value. My B value is what? -3. So that means I have a point where? 0, -3. Here we go. So I'll go to 0, -3. Put a point right there. My M value is my slope, right? What does that tell me? So to get to my next point in my graph, I go from here. What do I do? Remember, I'm gonna go up 1 to my right 2. So I'll go up 1 to my right 2. Up 1 to my right 2. Remember, you only need 2 points of graph. Like I said, I'm putting all these points out so I understand that I have an intersection point right there. So it's clear where they intersect at. So, again, I have my intersection point right here. What's that point? My X value is at a 4, so I went over 4. Go down to -1, and that's where they intersect at, making that my solution. I'm willing to go. I don't even know. So now we're gonna snake around the room for this next one. You pretty much answered all the questions. We get a pass. So solve. First thing, what's my M value? One number 2. You said 1/3? Mr. Green, what's my B value? So, Mr. Green, when I plot my point, what's the first point I should, when I plot my graph, right, what's the first point I should have? Right, so this is, so I'm gonna go here. Then from there, how do I find my next point? Yep, so I'm gonna go up 1 to my right 3. said what? Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about that. I think y'all paper's a little different. It's okay. That's why we're doing it up here. I have my points, graph my line. Yes, sir. Dameon. What's my M value for this line down here? Oh, hold on. Wrong color. What's my M value?
Six.
Not 6. Where you get 6 from? Don't multiply. Right? Remember, don't worry about none of this. Just focus on just focus on this line right here. Okay? My M value is just that number that's next to my x. So what's the number that's next to my x? 2. Yeah. So my M value is what then?
2.
Yeah. Don't try to overcomplicate it. Try to do too much, right? Real simple. Right now we're real simple right now. Twin down. So what's my V value? Twin down. What's that number? 3. So twin down. When I graph, right, I'm going to go where? For my first point is where?
0.
0.
3. 0.
Here you go. And then from there, Davion, what do I do?
From there?
From that point. So to get to my next point, what am I doing with that point? What am I doing to get to my next point?
You, which one call it is?
It's my M value.
You have value 2, so start from 2.
No. I'm starting here. I already have this point, because I know that's a point. So I'm going to start here. So from this point, if my M value is 2, that means I'm going to go up 2 and then to my right 1.
And keep going down.
Hold on. Make this line. I have a point right there where they intersect, right? What's that point? Reread. My point. Those lines intersect. I don't know. If you got to get up to the board to see it, go ahead. You sure? He's not ready to see it. Don't try to get out of this. You answered this question. You got your Starbucks, and this means you had a good little cup of coffee. You got your caffeine in you. So you up. Well, you up right now. So we'll take advantage of it. So my X value for that is what? Yes, you do. You haven't even tried yet. I go over to my left, how many? And then I go down, how many? I will add one more too. So my solution is -3, -3. See? Now I think my examples up here on my board are different than what you have in your paper, but we have about 5 minutes left in class. So take about 3 of those minutes to do those next 2 on your own. Don't worry, I got you on that timer right here. Like I said, don't look at that. I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
Yeah, it is.
That's okay. So we'll do this. What y'all doing? I still got 3 minutes. But since it seems like y'all done with this one, right? My M value is a -2. My B value is a -1. -1 tells you that I have a point at 0, -1. From there, I go down 2 to my right 1, down 2 to my right 1, and I'm gonna go up 2 like this. My second graph, I have my M value of 1/2 and a B value of a +4. So from there, I go to my point 0.04 because of my B value. And my slope tells me I can find another point at up 1 over 2. But for here, I'm going to go down like this. Right? Graph both my lines. As y'all can see, we have an intersection point right there, right? So, that tells you that that solution is -2 and a +3. We got 1 minute left. Y'all can go ahead and pack up. We good.